I'm going to show you a trick for these bigger swim baits, and the fluky style, and bigger and bigger. And yes, before you even say it, I know these are stupid colors, but they're blems. You got these big giant swim baits, which is what this video is going to be about. And you look at these things and you're like, how would I even get a hook in these things, and how would I make that work? Well, I'm going to show you how you can make these things, these big, gigantic, monstrosity swim baits, which catch big fish. I'm going to show you how you make these work. Now, I only have a treble hook that size. I understand this is the wrong size treble hook. It might be a good one for this guy. Probably an okay one for this guy, but definitely not going to be for as we start getting into these bigger guys. And I understand that. This is just to show you how you do it. So this will work fine. So you're going to need a treble hook of the appropriate size. You're going to need a weight. I like to use the worm weights just because they're pointed and they get into where I want them better. Okay. Then you're going to need something to hollow out the bait. I like to use old antennas. This is just part of an old antenna from the top of a radio. And I keep the top two pieces, just the very top two pieces. And I separate them, I snip them. That's where this one actually went in. And I snip it and flatten it out so that I have two tools for cutting different size holes in different baits. These work good for another trick on other kind of baits, the smaller one. The bigger one's going to be for some of these bigger ones, but I'm going to show you what you do. So antennas, they make a great thing. But what you're going to do, a lot of these big swim baits have the big split in the bottom where the hook goes, okay? What you're going to do is you're going to take this tool at an angle like this, okay? You're going to want to go through his mouth and come out at an angle like that, where you're popping out into that groove, okay? Now I've pre-done these ones already, just because I have mine always pre-made, ready to go. They're not fully done. I'm going to finish them tonight, but I got the holes already made. But all you do is take this thing and you wiggle it in there like this, okay? You're just going to push that thing through, okay, till it comes out in the groove, okay? It's popping out right into that groove, okay? There you can see it's popped all the way through that groove, okay? Simple enough, right? You're going to work that thing back and forth a few times. You're going to want to pull it in and out several times, okay? Pull it all the way out, push it back in, and that's going to cut that path through there, okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to go to your local gas stations or wherever. You're going to get some of these little straws that they use for stirring the coffee, okay? These things are perfect for this. You're going to take that and feed that through that channel that you made, okay? You're going to leave a little bit. I like to leave about 1/4 of an inch sticking inside there, okay? Just like a little bit of 1/4 of an inch sticking inside there, okay? Then where it comes out of its mouth, pretty close to right there, I've got my trusty Cast King scissors. These things are amazing, man. They'll cut anything. I use them for braid and everything, but what you're going to do is you're going to cut this off right at his mouth, okay? Cut that straw off right at his mouth, okay? Now you have a channel that goes all the way in, okay? All you're going to do is you're going to take some fishing line. I've got a short piece right here just for demonstration purposes. You're going to take that, you're going to feed that through that little piece of plastic, okay? Once that comes through, you're going to put your weight in, bullet pointing first. You can use anything, you can use barrels, whatever. I like to use the bullet weights and point the bullet down, okay? Then all I'm going to do is simply tie whatever quick knot I want. I tie Palomars on this. Today I'm going to tie a simple clinch knot just because it's quicker. But normally I would tie a Palomar knot because it's a stronger knot for this kind of purpose. But I'm just going to tie a quick clinch knot tonight, just so I can show you guys real quick how this all works. Okay, that's all I'm caring about, is getting a quick knot in this thing so that we can demonstrate this. Okay, like that. Okay, put that down. There we go. Okay, now that we got our knot on that, okay, cut off our excess. Okay, now all we're going to do is we're going to take our weight, and the weight's going to depend on what you want. You know, these, you start getting into something this heavy, you don't really need a lot of weight. I mean, these things, some of these big swim baits, they can weigh quite a bit. I tuck the weight down into that fold, okay, just like that. Then I start pulling my line back through, like so, okay. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take one barb, okay, the single barb, and you got your 3 barbs, you're going to take one of them, and you're just going to stick that barb down into the bait, like that. Okay, that's it. Now, as you can tell, that's too small of a hook for this particular bait. It would be a considerably bigger one, and I can even bring that thing back. You know, I can unhook that. I can bring it way back here to the back if I want. You know, there's nothing really stopping me from wherever I want to put that thing. It gives me a lot of advantages now. And there it is. There's how she's rigged. So you can take these big, gigantic things, people wonder how you even use them. And now I've got 2 barbs on there that's going to catch that fish. The neat thing about this, once a fish gets on that and he hits that and pulls that hook, look what happens. The hook comes away from the bait. So that bait's out here just swinging around. Nothing up there for that fish to get leverage off of, to get himself off. Amazing. I mean, I'm telling you, it works great. It's like butter, man. It's like butter. So that's how a lot of us like to use our big swim baits. You know, and I'm even talking, you know, you can start using treble hooks not much bigger than these if you're wanting it to not be weedless. You know, you can do it at whatever size you want, but when you start getting into this big, you really have no choice but to go to treble hooks. I mean, you're not going to get, in a body that size, you're not going to get a normal hook. Even a big 7/0 is going to be weird coming through that thing, you know, no matter how you look at it, and coming out through the top, you know. I mean, it's going to be weird. Where this gives you 2 barbs, better chances for hookup, and like I said, when that thing catches and that hook pops out like that, nothing, that big old swim bait ain't there for him to use to pry around on and pop that stinking hook out of his mouth. So you'll land more fish doing that, guys, and it's how you are able to use these ridiculously big these big gigantic swim baits that do amazing. But it's all there is to it, and I have all of these already pre-drilled, so all I have to do is slowly slip my my thing in so that I have a channel for all that's for is the channel for your line to go through. So there it is. It's about a quarter of an inch into the body, like so. Snip it off at the head, and you're done. That one's ready to rig. And that's all I do. I just keep running these things through. I think this little piece I cut off of this is going to be just about long enough for this guy. Yeah, actually it's almost too long. I can cut a little bit off. That's all there is to it, guys. Nice little tip. Gets all these guys pre-done. I just now made 3 of those things ready to go. I get my 4th one done here. And I'll have 4 of these. Now, this guy doesn't have, this is a prime example of one that doesn't have the split. There's no split for the hook to go in. So he's a real good one. We'll show this. We'll go ahead and rig this one up. So you're going to come out the bottom of him. Okay? He's a little more pain in the butt to get done, but you're going to have to come out the bottom of this guy. Okay? So, kind of a pain. Hopefully I can get the straw to want to follow that channel, because I had to come out way at the back, and it isn't easy. You know, it isn't an easy task. Yeah, she's right there at that hole, man. I think she's gonna make it. There she goes. So it just takes a little bit of a, it took a little bit of finessing there. Now this one you're going to want to back it back in just a tad. Not have that thing sticking out quite as far, because it is, I kind of got off a little bit and came out the side just a tad, but ain't going to matter. But yeah, see how I had to come out the bottom of that right there? Because there is no slot. But, you know, you just make do. You just do what you can to make these work, because that guy is going to be almost impossible to rig any other way, you know. So I can show without retying, because this is such a short piece of line. I do have a knot in that though. For practicing knots, we'll cut that knot out. Okay. So we'll pretend that we ran this through the right way. Get my thing on here just to show you how this is going to look inside one like that. We'll just pretend I ran this all the other way and retied my knot just to save time, since we're already there. But you wouldn't be doing it this way. You'd be coming through the nose like normal, and yeah. So this is going to be one where you're going to probably want the weight right up against that. Okay. Then you're just going to take your barb, stick it in right like that. Okay. And there she sits, just like that. Get this a little straighter there for you guys. There you go, just like that. That's how she would sit. Tail's still going to do all of its action that it's going to do. There's no stopping the movement in that fish. I mean, there's with the straw in it. The straw gives. You can see how much movement's there. Not an issue. Not an issue at all. And like I said, I quickly pulled that weight through there. You know, I need to move that back just a tad. I'll just go ahead and fix it. There we go. Now she's straight. There. That's what she would look like. So you got your trebles on there where that fish is going to come in. They always come in from the side 9 times out of 10. He's going to have those suckers, and once they're in, it's no different than the other one. It's going to pop that thing out if it does, and there she swings free, so he can't get leverage on it. So that's all there is to it. I mean, nothing to doing this. So that's the tips for the old big giant swim baits. That's the way you get those things to be able to be manageable and usable with a hook that actually is going to do you some good. So hopefully those will help you guys in being able to use these. Don't be afraid of these big baits. A lot of people won't throw these big baits. I mean, obviously if you know your waters and you know that there's little fish, I mean, you get 4-pound fish in your fishery, and that's the biggest there are. Yeah, some of these are starting to get a little big for fish that size, but you know, I mean, that's pretty big. So know your fishery basically. But if there's big ones in there, you're not going to get hit on by all those little ones all day long. You know, it stops you from getting all those little nibbles all day long that just drive you crazy. It's going to stick you in quality fish, and in tournaments, that's what matters. So, hope those tips help, guys. And hey, try it.